Hello and welcome to Flights in Asia, where we're highlighting what's going on in the aviation and travel scene in the Asia Pacific. In this video, we'll highlight the new routes between the United States and Japan that have just been recently tentatively approved by the United States Department of Transportation. With the big three US airlines, United, Delta, American, plus Hawaiian Airlines, are going to get additional flight slots to Tokyo's Haneda Airport, a preferred airport for travelers heading to Tokyo due to its proximity to the city center. The news of the awarding of the flight slots to US carriers comes after an agreement between the United States and the Japanese government to open up the airspace around Tokyo's Haneda Airport. As part of the agreement, the US secured half of the new flight slots, which it would open a bidding process between the US carriers. The new flight slots will be opened by the summer of 2020, with the first flights set to begin just in time for the Summer Olympics next year. So we'll begin with the first carrier, Atlanta-based Delta Airlines. Delta is the only airline among the big three that had all of its routes approved by the US DOT, securing the rights for flights to Seattle, Detroit, Atlanta, Portland, and Honolulu. Meanwhile, Chicago-based United Airlines secured flight rights for the Chicago, Washington, D.C., Los Angeles, and Newark flights. And American will open up new flights between Haneda and Dallas-Fort Worth, as well as an additional flight to Los Angeles. Also, Honolulu-based Hawaiian Airlines will open up an additional flight between Haneda and Honolulu. Each of the airlines released their own press releases and their own take on the approvals. Meanwhile, the United States Department of Transportation is actively seeking responses before granting the final approval before the end of the summer. Now, just by looking at the approved routes, one could see it has been a big win for Delta Airlines, with a much-needed boost for its presence in Japan as it competes with the One World partnership between Japan Airlines and American, as well as the duo of the Star Alliance partners, United Airlines and All Nippon Airways, with the Japanese partners having a significant hub for domestic and international operations at Haneda. One other thing to note about Delta and its Japanese operations is its other hub at Tokyo-Haneda. It'll be interesting next few months and years to see how Delta balances out its operations at Narita and Haneda, or if the Narita hub becomes obsolete for the airline. The next major observation could be seen in the additional flights between Los Angeles and Honolulu, two of the biggest markets for travel between the United States and Japan, with the Honolulu-Tokyo route being among the busiest in that market. The newly proposed routes would mean that all three of the US Big Three airlines would have services between Los Angeles and Haneda. For the Hawaii to Japan market, Delta would join Hawaiian Airlines as well as Japan Airlines and ANA in offering flights between both Haneda and Narita to Honolulu. As United and Delta will serve some East and West Coast destinations with flights to Haneda, the U.S. Department of Transportation did make some notes on why it rejected several of the routes offered by the airlines. With the United's proposed flights to Houston rejected, United in its proposal put it at a lower priority compared to the other destinations, and the current and new destinations already provide travelers comparable connecting options to what travelers could find at Houston. United's other proposed route to the island of Guam was also rejected, which was not ranked highly on the United's proposal and was seen more as a tourist destination. In its report, the US DOT stated that the route between Guam and Tokyo was already well served by United with its flights from Narita. The other noted rejection was American's Las Vegas flights, considering the Japan to Las Vegas flights is the fifth largest market between the US and Japan. Ultimately, this goes down to the priority ranking of the route, as American placed its Dallas and Los Angeles routes much more higher in priority. Along with Delta, we should see how the other airlines such as United and American balances out their services to the Tokyo area, serving both Narita and Haneda. After the United States Department of Transportation approves the routes, it will then be forwarded to the Japanese government, which will then grant the final approval before the flights could begin next year. After serving as a primarily domestic airport for nearly 3 decades, Haneda only started welcoming foreign airlines in 2010. While it's located closer to Tokyo compared to Narita, securing flight slots has been very difficult for remaining airlines. For the US airlines, they have been very limited to 1 or 2 flights per day. These new approved flight slots now will allow the US airlines to offer more travel options to what has been described as the preferred airport for travelers heading to the Tokyo area. What are your thoughts on the approval of the new flights between Haneda and the United States? Thank you for watching this video, and if you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching and have a great day.